Turning to Europe, where voters in 27 countries have elected more far-right members to the European Parliament. Now, that body has limited power, but the vote is having a significant impact. The results have prompted French President Emmanuel Macron to call a snap parliamentary election in his country after suffering a major defeat at the hands of Marine Le Pen's far-right party. So joining us now from Paris to explain this a little bit more is CBS News foreign correspondent Elaine Cobbe. Elaine, it is good to see you. So I think a lot of people might not be sort of familiar with the EU parliamentary elections. So what happened with these European elections and why are they significant?
Anne-Marie, last weekend's vote was to elect the members of the European Parliament, and so polls were open across all 27 countries of the European Union. Now, the results show that the far right and the Eurosceptics now control a significant portion of the Parliament, and that will have an effect on the policies and decisions made in Brussels, because the EU draws up policy not just for the bloc, but also that affect individual countries. And so we expect there will be much more pushback on issues to do with security, borders and immigration. And the results hit the EU's leaders hardest, the leading countries. Germany's chancellor has been seriously weakened. The Belgian prime minister says he will resign, and France, as you said, calling snap elections.
These are parliamentary elections for the EU. People are voting in their own country. They're often thinking of things that are of concern to them in their country when they go to the polls. And that leads me to Emmanuel Macron's decision to hold the snap election in just 3 weeks. What drove him to do that?
This was a very risky decision. Clearly, President Macron, looking at the results, thought something has to be done. Now, as the first exit polls were coming in, observers here were saying there will be some kind of government reshuffle, some heads will roll. But this whole-scale dissolving of the National Assembly took everyone by surprise. It's a very risky move. One of the Green leaders accused him of playing poker, and it seems he's going for double or nothing. So if he wants his party, which trailed second in these elections, to do better, he is going to have to pull out all the stops. And already Marine Le Pen, the leader of the far-right National Rally, says her party is ready to lead the country and is coming up with new policies. And it's not an impossible situation. The political scene in France is very splintered at the moment, and so there is a scramble today from various parties and groupings to try to form alliances to see, can they hold back the National Rally, and can they gain power? But it means that some of the more traditional parties may have to get into bed with the more extreme parties if they want to be in power. So it looks like a tense few weeks ahead, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, to say the least, though. I like the idea of 3 weeks and then you just have the election. I mean, people have been campaigning here for years now. Elaine, thank you.